Here are several ways in which you can increase your chances of getting that sales meeting. Hey, my name is Rob Spence, the Managing Director of Paragon Sales Solutions, and in this week's video I want to explore alongside you various tips in which you can increase your chances of getting that all-important sales meeting. Before we do go on, hit that subscribe, drop us a follow, hit that like button, and don't forget to drop a comment in below. So the sales meeting is a very, very important part of any sales process. If anything, normally that sales meeting is an indication that you've done 70 to 80% of the work already. A lot of the hard work comes in all the prospecting, the relationship building, and the qualification phase of the sales process. By the time you've got a meeting, you know that you've got an interest, the prospect's got an interest in your product or service, you're nearly there, you just need to present well, you need to overcome some objections, and so on and so forth. So how can you increase your chances of getting that meeting? Now, I've got for you 3 little ways that's going to not only increase those chances of getting a meeting, but make sure that that meeting will eventually go somewhere. Now, these tips are, once again, not reinventing the wheel, and there's 1,000 tips I could probably share with you. If you do want more hands-on knowledge and support, head on over to paragonsalesolutions.co.uk, check out some of my books available on Amazon, check out our sales training, and we're glad to help you out. But the tip number 1 in getting that meeting is to actually do your research first. It's amazing how many people try and rush the kind of initial foundation building stage of the sale, and they just expect that meeting to happen. They pick up the phone and go, oh, do you want a meeting? Yeah, that's what they think is going to happen. It's not. Do your research. Research your prospect, research the company they own or they work for, and understand all of their current shenanigans that are going on inside the business. That can be through their blog, their LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. You want to make sure that your approach to getting this meeting is more of a personalized, tailored approach. If you've watched any of these other previous videos, you'll know that I always go back to things like Tinder. I don't go back to it, but it's a great analogy. Some salespeople treat sales like Tinder. They swipe through, and just send 1,000 messages saying, hey, will you marry me? And they wonder why they're not getting any sales. Is any girl or boy on Tinder going to react well to that? No, of course they're not. But what if you take a more personalised approach? Do your research, understand their wants, needs and requirements, and then when it gets to have those conversations, you then know what you need to say to encourage that meeting to happen. The second tip is to be persistent. Once again, if you just send 1,000 messages and wonder why you're not getting a response from any of the 1,000 people you've messaged, it's because you're not being persistent. Yes, if you would send those messages a second time, or to send a third message, or to send a 4th message, you start to become persistent. There are different ways in which to do so, and obviously the messaging has to be clear and concise and has to be valid. So does the timing of it all. However, by being persistent, you are going to encourage the fact that you are going to stand out from the crowd a little bit. You're going to prove to your prospect that you actually truly want their business, and that you are there to help them. You're not just there for a transactional sale, you're there to truly help them. And finally, and I guess this kind of ties into being persistent, it's very, very important to be memorable, so be creative. If you just send me 10 emails with the first one saying, blah, 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 like a big 1,000-word paragraph about, our business is so good, our business is amazing, we do this, we do that, we've done this before, blah, 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 blah. And then send me another 9 emails saying, just checking in, just bumping this up your email inbox. On a scale of 1 to 10, how desperate are you to speak to me? Comment the number. 1, are you too busy? 2, you're not the right. If you do all that, you get lost in the abyss of how noisy anything like email marketing is, LinkedIn is, which is what 9 times out of 10 salespeople do. Be creative, pick up the phone, have an engaging conversation. If your prospect that you're trying to book in for a meeting is close by, drive by with a bag of donuts. They cost £1 or whatever from Tesco. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a flamboyant, here's your caviar, sir. Hey, look, I was just driving by, I had some donuts in the car, taking for you and your team, hopefully we can catch up soon. That's all you've got to do, leave them wanting more. It's as simple as that. And direct mail, how many of us in this room, love getting a handwritten letter. If it's a printed letter that's clearly copy and pasted, or just a template, it's a bit boring. handwrite a letter. Yes, it's going to cost you just over £1 probably to send the letter, and 10 or 15 minutes of your time plus a little bit of hand cramp or whatever. But how much more personalised is that? And if you're are set to earn £1,000, £10,000, £1 million from that sale, surely taking the time, even £100 for God's sake, don't be tight, but sending that letter is well worth it. So do your research, be persistent, and be creative and memorable. 3 simple tips in how you can get that sales meeting. So as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch these videos. They take so much more effort and time than you could ever imagine. We love the fact you've stuck around this long. Keep your eyes peeled for more videos coming out every single week. We've got one on sales, marketing and business growth coming out every single week, and they coincide with a blog actually that goes out on our website. So if you do like to take your content in via the written form, head on over to our website. You'll see all our blogs on there. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and until next week, all the best.